Welcome, friends, to Always Game Solo. I'm J. Allen Riker. Today we are just doing a fun play of one of my favorite games, Deep Abandoned. I reviewed this game. You can find that review in my YouTube channel, and I'll try to remember to put a link to it. But it was before I was posting my playthroughs. I was self-conscious about people checking the rules, and I am not self-conscious about that now. So, this game didn't get quite the coverage that a lot of games I review do, in that it didn't give you that idea of exactly how it plays. It has the playthrough in the background, but it doesn't have a narrated playthrough. So I thought that as a way to just get some videos up, and also show off this game that I really love, and that is one of the most hidden gems ever, that I would do some playthroughs. I played one game previous to this to familiarize myself. I'm playing a Deepening Savage who is basically just a barbarian type who rolls, and the more violence they've committed in the battle, the more wild they can go, the more berserk they can go, so the more actions they get. But they don't like magic. He doesn't like magic. A Shrouded Cleric who I felt the need for, because I'm only running 3 characters, so I needed some extra healing ability, although the Barbarian does have some cannibalism to heal with. And the Shrouded Cleric is actually super powerful. Maybe a little bit OP, but we'll see, because I was really pushed to the limit last game, so good to have her around. Both of these minis, I think, are from Hand of Fate, which I took apart and really just have the minis that I'm using the cards for card backs when I do print and place. And then I have a Maverick Spellslinger. So he's kind of he's a soldier, but he's also a sorcerer. He doesn't have as many points for doing magic. He doesn't get them back as easily, is the main thing. But he actually is a melee combatant, so he's much better able to handle himself in combat, so he doesn't need to be as good at magic. And actually, he has armor. He has very decent armor, and he just got a returning axe at the end of the first mission, which means that when he can throw an axe and he can spend a roll of 1 of the activation die. This is an activation die game, to get it back, and that is gives him besides the fact that it makes him more powerful, it also gives him something to do with his low rolls besides move. And I really always appreciate that on these characters, when they have something to do with a low roll, so you don't feel like it's just completely wasted. This is from Dark Souls. This is one of the heroes from Dark Souls. I use Dark Souls minis a lot, but I actually use like the I can't remember what it's called when somebody invades your game. Maybe it's Invaders. This pack of Invaders minis that are some of my absolute favorites, where you can summon them, some of them to fight for you, and other ones are like players who come in to ruin your game. But this is just from one of the base characters. But I thought he looked kind of like a mage, but also kind of like a warrior. Okay, so let's get to it. I play in a little bit different way, because I think this game's really optimized for 4x4 territory. So I use these AD&D board game dungeon tiles. And I just make the 2 center ones on the side, the entrance. See how much I can talk. I'm still weeks later getting over a bit of a cold, so okay, so let's roll and see if there are any baddies in this room. Oh, I forgot to. So you've got 8 cards. So your cave is never going to be more than 8 rooms. And I like to put the objective room within like that, at least at most the bottom 5, usually the bottom 4. But I actually don't have. Goodness gracious, that was real smart. I don't have I can't play it too long of a game tonight, so I'm going to put 3 cards on top, and then the objective room somewhere down there. Okay, so we have a standard room. 2, which is 1 black ooze. So we're going to roll our activation die. First, you have to roll with the barbarian to see. Okay, and he rolled a 6. Wow. So he is berserk without having been in any combat. So he gets 6 activation die, which is huge. He can do so much damage, and it really makes him level up quickly. I got so many more kills with him than the other characters in the last game. Uh-oh. I didn't do that one time in the last game. This dice tower has a really bad tendency because of that tilt of allowing dice to bounce out the back. Well, one day, there's another one that's similar to this but doesn't have that design flaw, and I'm going to reprint it to not have a bottom like this one. But that's going to be sometime in the future because the one that I printed does have a bottom, and I don't like them nearly as much like that. Okay, so we don't have an event because we didn't roll 3 1s. So we just have the combat. I like to code everything. So you see my shrouded, or my Maverick Spellslinger has a blue rubber band. Shrouded Cleric purple. Barbarian white. And then white pawns smirk, or the pawns to mark, and their own dice color. All right. This guy actually has quite a lot of health. I'm going to subtract it from a 12-sided, but that's not actually... He actually has 14, but I'm going to have to mentally keep track of that for this first attack. Okay. So we're going to spend 1. Let's see, the black ooze. Hard to spot in darkness. They seep in through armor and dissolve the flesh. Ambush 1 on the first round of combat. This enemy makes 1 extra dissolve attack. Slime. All melee and ranged attacks are -1 attack. Oh, terrible. To a minimum of 1. Immune to mind control. Dissolve a black ooze. Roll 4 melee attack dice. No armor saves. Okay, so all melee and ranged attacks are -1 on the attack dice. So not the activation dice, I guess is what it's saying. So these are... That effectively just makes its toughness 1 higher. Okay. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully we kill it in 1, because I am going to be opening that room. Wow. Oh, and I forgot that one thing I like to do... I like to spice it up with the elevation, because you get a bonus or a penalty depending on your elevation. So I spice it up with a little... By putting all the cave walls that are on this are actually... I make it 1 inch high terrain. Okay, so that was 2 points of damage. For this attack, And she's got quite a few more. Okay, so that takes us to the 12th that I needed to be able to record this. I should be using a blue one. I like to do the same thing that I do with the... I like to color code the dice like I do with the characters. Okay, let's roll. Let's do another one. 444. That was lucky because those all become 3 through 3. Oh, that's not lucky because that would have been 3 hits, and now they all missed because the toughness is 3. Wow. Okay, let's try one more time. Okay, one more hit. This ooze is gonna get to attack me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Except she's gonna get to hit. He is gonna get to hit a lot of times. And is gonna have an extra attack die due to having height. Okay, so that's 2 of those. The 5 and the 6 both hit. Shakes it down to a 9, I think. 3 melee attack. Okay, just 1. Two. Dang, this is a tough slime. 2. I don't... Pretty sure the crit doesn't do anything extra. Let me double check that. Because I just rolled like 5 crits. I think a 6 always hits. I don't think it does any extra damage. Unless it's marked that way for the weapon. Some weapons do that, so okay, let's see. An attack roll 6 always hits, attack roll 1 always misses. For this mage isn't the heaviest hitter. One, 2, 3, 4. And only has 2 attacks. Nothing. And 1. Okay, yeah, so this black slime, black ooze is definitely attacking. I really prefer it attack him because it would have 1 fewer dice, but I don't think that would probably be its first choice. It's going to attack the Shrouded Cleric instead. Okay, and no armor saves, and so it does 2 points of damage. Alright, well, because I move the character in right against the door. It opens up the next room. I don't ever do that. Usually I'm more careful. We'll see what happens. Oh my gosh, a flesh eater ooze. So this is an even bigger ooze. Hopefully we can finish off the black ooze quickly. Okay, so he had how many? He had no successful kills. He's just had some hits. But still gets an extra activation dice by rolling a 5, luckily. It's one extra activation die. He does better against swarms. He spares me a killing frenzy. I don't know why I rolled him separately, but I did. Probably a good idea. These little teeny tiny white dice, which are from Warhammer Quest, Black Fortress, which is, this game reminds me the most of the modern Warhammer Quest board games with the activation die. So I guess appropriate. Okay, these are some good rolls. So maybe we'll continue that luck in the attack rolls. We're gonna try to finish him off with the salve, with our barbarian. Okay. Since he has elevation. Okay, that's 3. That's it. So this black ooze is toast. Now he gets all 9 those experience points. And now he hasn't moved yet, so he's going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I think I'm making this more. I think I have -1 attack. I think I just roll 1 less. I think I've been making this way harder on myself. I'm going to take this one because this is a really good one. Anyway, I got 2 successes. But yeah, now that I'm reading it, because it says to a minimum of 1, that doesn't make any sense if you're rolling these, because 1 isn't going to ever do you any good anyway. So let's see, we have 2 left. I have 2 attack left. So he's going to roll 3 dice because he's got elevation. Okay, that takes it down to 13. Let's do 1 more. Oh, wait, but he has -1 enemy toughness. Oh my gosh, I've been playing this so wrong. I've been making this so much harder on myself. So we got 1, so he is down to that 12. I think I have 1 more. Okay, so this thing's toughness is only 2, which means for my barbarian, he only has to roll 3 to hit it. So he gets 2 damage. Okay. I wish I had known that during his whole attack, because I'm sure that I would hurt him way more, at least a few points more. Oh, nice. 5 and a 6. And 2 misses. Okay, mage, can you do this? One, 2, 3. Okay. It's only rolling 2. That's why I'm interpreting that. Oh, hit for 2. But I forgot that on the first attack, because these things can ambush, that last one should have attacked twice. So it evens things up a little bit if you're making mistakes in both directions, right? Oh, man. Some bad rolls. Okay. He's attacking the monster. The beast is attacking. He's going to attack the barbarian. Even though he's got high ground, I'm still doing it. Cleric's taking enough damage. Oh, wow. Okay. 2 damage. And the Maverick Spellslinger. All right. No damage. Move these over. They're getting in the way of the dice quite a bit. Okay, so... Okay, no penalty or bonus. Or roll these separately. That's terrible. Oh my gosh. I spoke way too soon. The Shrouded Cleric can literally do nothing. It's all on the Maverick Spellslinger. Fortunately, he's pinned there unless I want to try it, and as the only high ground, he does get 2 attacks, so that's fine. The Maverick Spellslinger has 3 attacks. Shrouded Cleric has 0 attacks. So let's try to get the Barbarian going. Actually, I want somebody else. Do I think that this is what's going to kill that thing? I don't think so. So we're going to let the Barbarian have it. So that's 1. I would like somebody else to get these experience points. That's 2. So this Flesh Eater Ooze is down to 2 XP. That's 1. And that's 2. So. He's out of the game. Well, at least for now. So our Maverick Spellslinger did some damage and get some XP. Okay. So they are ready. I forgot to draw the room. And it's a treasure room. So we're going to have them Roll for treasure. I should have put it on there, but it's fine. So each adventure is just one sheet front and back. So you have all your monsters on one side, and you roll on the table to see what pops up. Then you've got your events and your treasure on the other side. So, let's see what treasure we got. Oh, the worst. Miner's Brew. Heal self or adjacent hero for 1d6 wounds. So that's barely worth writing down. Okay, so let's see what the next one is. So I just keep it in whatever orientation it's in. And I just assume I'm always moving forward until I hit a reason not to. Okay, so let's see what sort of thing is in here. Oh, these ooze. Another black ooze. This time, feel a little more confident being able to take it out, except it does have the high ground. Luckily, I'll be able to move up beside it. Oh, wow. Good roll. Okay, so our Barbarian has 2 extra activations, which should really help here. Okay, that's 2 attacks there. All these could be attacks here. That's great. Okay, let's do it. We're gonna have Barbarian go in first, using that 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but actually, because it had to go up 1, that will cost 1 extra. But he has an ability to rush. Okay, so he's going to roll 1 fewer die, unfortunately. Just going to roll all these at once to speed this up. Luckily, he has a toughness bonus. So he did 5 toughness damage, which takes it down to 9 off the bat, which is decent. Well, the problem is that 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The rest of them don't have the ability to get that extra last point of elevation. So they are really not doing well with this, because now that she rolled 1 fewer die because of the monster and 1 fewer die because of the elevation. So that's just going to be 2 die for these 2 attacks. This is going to eat me alive. Neither of those hit. 1, 2, 3. And can't make that last step up. Which means... Oh, wow. I mean, this could be the end of this crew. Like, if they're doing damage at this rate. This is not good. Okay, so, and this thing gets an extra attack off the bat. Gonna go for the barbarian. Oh my god. That's 4 health gone in one swipe. And the next one is gonna go for the Maverick Spellslinger. Oh, and actually gets an extra one for the elevation. Okay, and that's 3. I'm going to read pinning rules. I'm pretty sure they're actually stuck in place. It'd be really nice if they could rotate around, even if they're pinned. But that's more engaged than it is pinned. Well, no, the cleric can move out of pin, so the cleric might jump up there. It will cost a 5, so it'll cost an attack, but it still might be worth it. Okay, I don't see the definition of pinning at a glance. Maybe I'll check that later. Okay, no adjustment. The number of activation die. Not good. It's not terrible. Not good. So slightly terrible. Quite terrible. Man, this thing is gonna wreck us. I should just use... The cleric is gonna have to heal. Oops. He's gonna have to heal. Barbarian, probably. Okay. Barbarian is going... Only gets to roll 4 because it doesn't actually have the high ground. Wow. Only does 1 point of damage. Yeah, that's it. Okay, the cleric is gonna use lay hands to on the barbarian. Okay, so that's 3, and that's 2, so heals back 5. That was a great roll. And the Maverick Spellslinger. Wow. I would use a Magic Blast to try to knock it down, but I would knock it back, and there is no back. So, I'm going to do it anyway. And it doesn't reduce the attack dice. Very close, no 6s. Still, a lot of damage, so that's great. One of my precious spell points gone. Okay, let's try again. try one last time. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, the ooze lives to destroy us another day. It's going to attack the cleric. And it gets 5 dice because of its elevated position. It does 2 damage. So the Shrouded Cleric has 3 toughness, so the roll has to be 4 or higher. Okay, let's try again. 5. Okay, that's good. Get an extra activation, just a barbarian. Which is good because that slime still has that advantaged elevated position. I should be tracking falling. If you fall, if you're on a ledge, I don't know. I would feelings about that. These people will be falling all over and taking lots of damage. Not lots of damage, but enough damage with the amount that you'd be falling, because you fall if you roll more 1s than 6s, which is very frequent. So you could really just chip away with a health entirely. Okay, the Shrouded Cleric can do 1 heal, because I think she's going to lay hands on herself. First, we're going to see what this barbarian does. So we're going to just... Let's do these one at a time. Miss both of those. Hit with both of those. Okay. This guy is dead. And in his war triumph, the barbarian fell. Okay. So, yeah, Shrouded Cleric, let's... We'll have the barbarian move, spend 1 to move. Here. Okay, so that's 1, 3, so it gets 4 back. Awesome. And then we'll move there. Let's see what we get next. T-Junction. I might as well take this one. I never backtrack. You're supposed to... Hey, you're supposed to take it every, 4th room. According to the rules, the rooms disappear. You take them off the board. Okay. Let's see what we're up against. Nothing. Unless an event happens. Oh wow, that's a lot of activation die. Switch. It's not that great in this situation because I have nothing to attack and don't want to trigger an event, which means I don't want every character to roll a 1. The Barbarian definitely just rolled a 1. See what happens here. Okay, no activation phase. Now, I'm of 2 minds because that's the only way to get back my spell points with the Maverick Spellslinger. But most events are negative. Definitely not all. Okay, well, we're going straight then to one of the 2 sets of rooms. Which one do we think has the objective is the question. We'll go left. Well, I should have moved my characters. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Now we're gonna have to re-roll everything. Cool. Yeah, the only thing, if the Shrouded Cleric had rolled a 6, we could have healed. One. Ugh, Flesh Eater Ooze. I'm so sick of these oozes. Too big to take the high ground, so that's good. Okay, let's see what you're doing today. Okay, so only 3 activation die this time. But all of them, all killer, no filler. But 1 filler is okay because you have to move, so. And moving can be done with a 1. Oh my gosh. That's a thing of beauty. Wow. Wish I was already engaged. Okay, so this guy's got 16 health. So 1, 2, 3. One fewer, but one fewer die because of its sliminess, but 1 extra die because of elevation. Let's move all the way over just in case somebody wants to join. Okay, so that's 2 damage. It's down to 14. Two damage down to 12. Oops. See. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4. Okay, so Shroud Cleric moved in. Has a harder time hitting because the Barbarian has got the skill on leveling of Find Weakness. So that's a -1 toughness. Okay, but that's 2 points of damage. 1 attack. Two points of damage with the next attack. Three points of damage with the last attack. I like that. And the Maverick Spellslinger is going to stay back because he doesn't want to get hit. And he's got a grip of 6s that he can just use his wand for free with. Wow, 4 damage. That thing's down to just 1 left. Well, let's see if we can get it. Oh my gosh, he did it. He finished it off. That's crazy. Maverick Spellslinger gets another 12 XP. Shrouded Cleric is still level 0. Have to level up the Shrouded Cleric. Have to let the Shrouded her get a kill. Okay. Like the flipping and just leaving the orientation how it is and just taking the elevation as it goes really adds an element of risk here because these enemies start out at the far end. Oh, we're at the objective room though. So there's going to be enemies all over the place. Let's see. What is the objective room? 1 black ooze, 10 enemy miners. This is going to be a brawl for it all. So for these, I'm using some of these really nice acrylic. I guess they're Skinny Mini brand. I'm not 100% sure on the brand. I've got some of the really thin minis, and those are good just because I've covered some weird monster types that don't appear in either my Dungeon Universalis or my thick minis, my thick acrylic minis. And then you can see I've got these paper ones. I mean, I bought a whole set of these just with hundreds for a few bucks and printed them off on this thin card stock, and it works really well. And I've got quite a few monster types covered with that too. Okay, this is going to be a crazy battle. And I really wish I had my spell points. Because I could hit that group with like a fireball. Oh, dang. Bro, you rolled a 1 at exactly the wrong time. Which takes away 2 of his activation die, leaving him with 2. So you can make one move. Enemy miner's move is only 2. Like, he could move backwards, I guess. Or just chill. Gosh darn it. It's now the second time I've done that. Oh, that's a whole bunch of ones. There's a sad situation right there. I'm gonna throw and return an axe a couple times and just call it good. And these miners each have 2 health. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so it's gonna take away though. Wow. 1 experience points each. That's not good. I also rolled 1 more die than I should have. Accidentally. These things' toughness are ridiculously low. Okay, so now everybody moves 2 closer. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. And guess what? That means that black ooze does not get its extra attack. So I didn't tell you that this level is called Abandoned Mine. For all that's left behind, only something truly deadly would shut down a mine that was once very profitable. Okay, so let's see if maybe we roll a little better with the barbarian for the activation dice. We roll a lot better. I think we just use 6 activation dice. We still don't roll great on with these, but that's okay. He does need to move. Well, that's not bad at all. Okay, well, let's do some damage. Oh, he can move. I didn't realize he can move twice. I thought it had to be 2 times in a row. A lot of these characters have the ability to move, and then they can add on to that move. He actually has 2 completely separate moves of up to 4, which is fantastic because he is about to carve an absolute swath through these little wimps. Because as long as he doesn't roll a 1, he hits. And each of these adds to his later activation rolls. Okay, so that's 1 down. That's another down. Now he's going to move again with his rush. Well, he more than killed this guy. I fought a mob of rats in the last one that were quite a bit more difficult, and a mixed mob of rats and zombies, which was quite a bit more difficult than these zombies. Okay, so that was just our barbarian. He had a really good round. So let's get in there. I don't want to give up the high ground, but it would be really good. And 1, 2. She does have armor, which actually doesn't count against this line, but let's take out this zombie first. Okay. What? Rolls 1 fewer die. That's 1 damage against this thing. I need to damage it one more time before that's right. 1, 2, 3. There's no rule in this that pinning happens as you pass something. It's just if you start, is if I understand correctly. Let's take out some zombies. Okay. Goodness gracious. That was a really good roll. Yeah, the Black Ooze took that one. 3, 2, 10. Okay, and 1 more attack on the Black Ooze. Miss. Okay. They get to attack. They're all pinned in place, so the Black Ooze is going to attack. It gets 4. It's going to go against the Shrouded Cleric. Two damage. Does not get to attack twice because it's no longer the first round. Zombies are gonna attack the Maverick Spell Slinger. Let's see. They target a single hero as much as possible. So they get two. They only have one attack die each, though, and I have 2 armor die. Let's see. Neither of us do anything. We both fail in our use of armor and in our attack. Okay. So now, see, I've been keeping track of the kills, and in this battle, the Barbarian has 4 kills, which means we add 4 to this roll, which is good because I rolled a 2, which would mean I was down in activation, but it's +4, so 6, which means I'm getting both of the extra activation die. Oh my gosh. That is crazy bad. That is so bad. It's stunning. Okay, well, I guess we'll move. 1, 2. With nothing to do with these 2s. I'm going to attack the slime because with the toughness subtractor, it didn't matter now, but they can definitely make all the difference. And I'm going to do another attack. I rolled the exact same thing. I forgot to roll for these guys. Okay. Shroud Cleric is going to get to attack twice. We're going to have the Maverick Spell Slinger attack first. And we're going to go after the slimes. The slime. Okay, so one of those hit. One hit. Miss. Okay. The cleric. I was hoping to leave the cleric ready for the kill, but it's not going to happen. Now I can add attack dice to any attack with the Shroud Cleric for every +1 activation dice spent. So I can add in the dice that get lost due to the slimy nature of the black ooze. That's good. That's 3 that hit. Oh man. Okay, down to just 3. Okay, let's see what happens. Again, zombies are ganging up on our poor Maverick Spell Slinger. Yellow are their attacks. Okay, and I can't block that. Can I? I can block it. It's just I would have to block it last. Okay, and that's fine because it's the only one that hit. Okay, so I blocked that its attack. Now the slime is going to attack the Shrouded Cleric. Nah, we'll have him attack the barbarian. Have it attack the barbarian. Ooh, it hit hard. It hit real hard. But I think it's all over now. Okay. Barbarian has 6 die and did pretty well. Maverick Spellslinger is useless this round. But we're going to try to let the Shrouded Cleric get the kill anyway. So, should Shrouded Cleric go first? Yes, and we're going to do that to add 1 back in. So that's 4. Oh, wow. That took it out in 1 hit. The Shrouded Cleric has the Empower ability, which adds 1 attack dice to any attack that the Shrouded Cleric for spending a 1+ activation dice. Okay, so the slime is gone. So the Shrouded Cleric finally gets a bit of XP. But the Maverick Spellslinger is going to finish off at least one of these guys. Well, only one. He can only make 1 attack. He only has 1 decent dice. Yep. Okay, so finish off the one closest to him. Now can do nothing else. And our barbarian will finish off one closest to him. And that's it. Okay, so the barbarian has enough XP to level up to level 2. And the Shrouded Cleric can go to level 1. And I kind of would like to go to level 2 dungeons. So even though it's going to be dangerous with 2 level 1 characters and 1 level 2, I think I might do it. Okay, let's see what happens. If the objective is met, all heroes gain 1 objective treasure roll. So in the objective treasure roll, you get... So in a regular treasure roll, you roll the table, and they get better as they go up. But you roll 1d6. And the objective... So when you beat the dungeon, it's 1d6 plus 3. So we'll roll 1 die for each of them. Oh, not great. Not bad, though. Okay, so Barbarian did the best and rolled a 7. Miner's Helmet, Armor Head, plus 2d6. That's awesome. Because the Barbarian had no armor. So it's a Miner's Helmet. That's awesome. That's very cool to think about. I wasn't going to write it down. I was just going to write helmet, but they basically want to print off. I have a Titancraft set that has miners helmets. Makes me want to print a barbarian with a miner's helmet. Okay, Shrouded Cleric rolled a 2. So +3, Blasting Bomb. 8 ranged attack dice against each target. That's massive. I could easily take out a whole mob with that. Well, it's one-time use, but it's a big one-time use. Okay. And last one, Lodestone. You may look at the map card on the top of the map card draw pile. Okay. And that is not consumable. So I can just always, on a roll of 6, it takes a 6. I can look to see what the next is. I was actually doing this in a more 3D way where I was using my dungeon. I don't know if that's going to be useful, but it's not going to be not useful, I guess. Anyway, it's a cool idea. So I was last I played, I was trying to build the dungeon rooms using my little 3D printed dungeons. But those are 3x3 inside. They're 4x4 on the outside, but on the inside, like the wall has a certain amount of thickness, and really it's only 3x3 that you have full access to set them in. And that's just way too cramped. And yet, if you can't run across and hit them on the first attack, it's kind of like, because it's so easy to hit each other. It reminds me a little bit of 4AD in how 4AD is balanced, where you get to hit first. It's harder on large boards unless you're going to let them come to you. And if I'm going to do that, or if I'm going to back up so they have to run at me and then I can run up and hit them, then that's just slowing things down. So I thought about using my Dungeon Universalis tiles, and it would add some ambiance, but it would have that thing where I would need to judge how far they move, stay at the limit of that where they can't get to me, but I can move forward and hit them on the next time. And I just didn't want to deal with it. And I do like how this automatically adds elevation instead of me having to roll something to figure out if they're elevated spots. And the elevation really changes a lot, because having an extra attack die or one fewer attack die makes a big difference. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. I am fairly certain I'm going to level up. I don't know if I'll level up the Deepening Savage. I will definitely be leveling up the Shrouded Cleric up to level 1. Maybe I might go up to level 2, or I might play another level 1. We'll see. It might be time to be bold and then maybe hang in level 2 an extra. I've seen more of level 1 than any others, so you might get to see a level 2 dungeon next time. I'm going to try to get this posted relatively quickly and get another one recorded, because this is a easy, fun way to make content. I'm back at my board game table. I'm really enjoying playing Deep Abandoned. This is a great way to play it. This game is very affordable. It's $15 max, and then I play it with my Dungeons and Dragons 4x4 tiles. Whatever minis you want. It's really great. Anyway, I hope to see you here next time. Have a great rest of your day, and remember to always game solo.